Hello friends, welcome back in my another lecture in sampling. Here today I'm going to talk about estimation, point estimator and properties of pointer estimator. First of all, estimation. What is estimation? Estimation, this is actually estimating the value of a unknown population parameter by using the value of a statistics. So this process of finding estimated value of for the population parameter, unknown population parameter by using the value of a statistics is called as a estimation. Now, point estimator. Point estimator means if we consider a sample of size n, right? Then the statistics, which is itself a random variable denoted by t, and which is function of a random sample x1, x2 dash dash xn. This is function of random sample, and which is also written as t of x, means function of a x. This is a function of random sample. Clear? Is used to estimate unknown parameter theta. Theta is unknown parameter of the population parameter. Then this t is called as point estimator of theta and is written as t of x is equal to theta cap. So when tx will be point estimator of unknown parameter theta, when this tx is used to estimate unknown parameter theta. Next is properties of point estimator. First property is unbiasedness. An estimator Tn, which is function of random sample of size n, is said to be unbiased estimator of gamma function in term of unknown population parameter theta if expected value of Tn is equal to this gamma function for all theta, right? So where theta is a unknown population parameter. Note number 1, if E of Tn is greater than theta, then Tn is said to be positively biased. Note number 2, if expected value of Tn, this is less than theta, then Tn is said to be negatively biased. Further, the amount of bias is given as, we will denote this by v function of theta and t. Theta is unknown population parameter, t is a statistics in term of random sample. Its value is difference of these two, means expected value of Tn minus gamma function in term of unknown population parameter theta, right? So this means Tn amount of bias means how much Tn is biasing, right? Whether that is positively biased or negatively biased, that amount will be given by this difference. This is just the difference of these two. Now let's take some example for unbiasedness. This is the first property of point estimator. Let consider a random sample of size n, x1, x2, xn. This is taken from a distribution or population whose mean is mu, and variance is a sigma square. Then sample mean x bar is unbiased estimator of mu. This we have to show. See here, if Tn is unbiased estimator, then E of Tn is gamma theta. It means if sample mean x bar is unbiased estimator of this, we have to prove. To prove, we have to prove expected value of x bar is equal to mu, right? Since we know sample mean x bar, this is equal to summation xi divided by n. Now taking expected value of both sides, so E of x bar is equal to E of summation xi upon n. Now using this property of linear property of expectation, a and b are constant, a e of x plus v. So because of this property, so n is constant, 1 upon n, rest is expected value of summation xi. So clearly I is varying from 1 to n because this is random sample of size n. If we open this one, so first term will be e of x1, next will be e of x2, and last term will be e of xn bracket close. We also know this result since expected value of each of the random variable, this is equal to mean of the population. It means e of x1 will be mu, e of x2 will be also mu, and e of xn will be also mu. In fact, all of these expected values will be mu. So we can write here mu plus mu plus mu. How many times? These are n times because of this result. So adding these, this is n time mu, n cancel, this is equal to mu. So that is expected value of sample mean is equal to mean of the population. This is what we want to prove. If this is equal to this, if e of x bar is equal to mu, that means sample mean x bar is unbiased estimator of mu because of this relation, right? Because of this one. This relation. This is proof of this first part. Right. Now come to the second part. Second part of this example. In second part, we want to prove that sample variance S square is bias estimator of mu square, sigma square. It means expected value of S square must not equal to sigma square. To prove this, we have to prove, because if expected value of S square will be equal to sigma square, then by definition of unbiasedness, S square will be unbiased estimator. So we have to prove this is not equal to sigma square. Since S square sample variance by definition, this is given as summation xi minus x bar whole square divided by n. Now taking expected value of both sides, so e of S square must be equal to e of summation xi minus x bar whole square divided by n. Taking n constant by linear property, by using this property, a e of x plus b, because of this property, so n is constant. Next is rest is e of summation xi minus x bar whole square. Alright, now opening this one, if you open this, this is 1 upon n. Opening this summation, so first will be e of x1 minus x bar whole square, second term will be e of x2 minus x bar whole square, and similarly in this way highest value of I is n, so this will be e of xn minus x bar whole square bracket close. Since we know this result, this is the result, expected value of xi minus x bar whole square, this is equal to n minus 1 upon n into sigma square. It means e of x1 minus x bar will be this one, e of x2 minus x bar will be also this one, and e of xn minus x bar will be also this one. So using this result, what we will get, first term will be n minus 1 upon n into sigma square, second term will be also this one, n minus 1 upon n into sigma square. Continuing this way, last term will also this one, n minus 1 upon n into sigma square, because of this one. How many times these are? These are n times. So alright, 1 upon n is outside, so this will be n time n minus 1 upon n into sigma square. N cancel, so we are left with n minus 1 upon n into sigma square. So that is, it means expected value of S square, this is not equal to sigma square, because we are getting value different from sigma. So that is S square is biased estimator of a population parameter. This time is a variance of the population, sigma square. In third part of the same example, we want to show that S cap square is unwise estimator of a sigma square. Means this time we have to prove expected value of S cap square, this is equal to sigma square. This is what we want to prove. Since we know from previous lecture S cap, since we know S cap, how S cap square is defined. S cap square, this is actually n upon n minus 1 into S square. S square we have S square is the sample variance, so this will be equal to n upon n minus 1 summation xi minus x bar whole square divided by n. This is by definition of a sample variance S square. N cancel, so we are left with a 1 upon n minus 1 summation xi minus x bar whole square. Right, now taking expected value of both sides, this implies E of S cap square, this will be equal to E of summation xi minus x bar whole square divided by n minus 1. Now using this linear property, so n minus 1 is constant, so taking this outside, so this will be expected value of a summation xi minus x bar whole square bracket close. Now in this case I is varying from 1 to n. Opening this summation, so what we will get, so first term will be E of x1 minus x bar whole square, second term will be E of x2 minus x bar whole square. Continue in this way, last term will be E of xn minus x bar whole square. Now again using this result, value of each of these term will be n minus 1 upon n into sigma square using this result. So what we will get, 1 upon n minus 1, this will be n minus 1 upon n into sigma square, this will be also n minus 1 upon n into sigma square, and last term will be also n minus 1 upon n into sigma square because of this result. So how many times? These are n times. This will equal to 1 upon n minus 1 bracket start n time n minus 1 upon n into sigma square. N and n cancel, n minus 1 also cancel, so we are left with a sigma square, that is E of S cap square. This is sigma square. If E of S cap square is equal to sigma square, then this is clear, S cap square is a unwise estimator of a sigma square. So in this way first example is complete. In first example we have approved three types of results, right? One is related to sample mean, second is sample variance, third is this S cap square. This is unwise estimator actually, right? Now take some more examples related to unwiseness. Example number 2, if capital T is unwise estimator for theta, then capital T square is wise estimator for a theta square. This is what we want to prove. Given T is unwise estimator of a theta. Unwise estimator means that is expected value of T must be equal to theta. Let us put this to be equation number 1. Also variance of T, since we know variance of x, this is equal to E of x square minus E of x whole square. We know this result. So variance of T, replace x by T, so this will be E of T square minus E of T whole square. E of T square will be as it is. E of T from here is theta, so this will be theta square since of equation 1. So from this equation E of T square will be equal to theta square plus variance of T. So this value is more than theta square because we are adding theta square to something. We are adding something to theta square. So this is not equal to theta square. That is E of T square. E of t square is not equal to theta square, because if E of t is theta, then t is unbiased estimator for theta. So this is not equal to theta square. So that is t square is not unbiased, not unbiased, that is not unbiased from biased people said that is biased estimator of a theta square. Take one more example. Example number 3. If this is a random sample of size n, this is taken from a normal population whose mean is 1 and variance is 1, because we know by definition of normal, by notation of normal distribution, notation for normal distribution is like this. First one is the mean, and second is the variance. It means variance is given to be 1. Then we have to prove that small t is equal to summation xi square upon n is unbiased estimator of mu square plus 1, right? Proof. Since given, we have given mean and variance, so expected value of each of the random variable, each of the random sample, this is equal to mu, because mean is given to be mu, and variance of each of the random sample, this is given to be 1 on comparing this general result with this one, because variance is given to be 1. For I is equal to 1, 2 up to n, let us suppose this to be equation number 1. This is given to us, right? Expected value of each of the sample and variance of each of the sample. Also, variance of xi, using this result, replace x by xi, so this will be equal to expected value of xi square minus expected value of xi whole square. Variance of xi from this equation is 1. This will be as it is xi square, and this is also given to be mu, sense of equation 1, right? Substitute the value of variance of xi and this one. So from here, E of xi square, this will be equal to mu square plus 1. Let us put this to be equation number 2. Now, since given small t is equal to summation, this is given summation xi square divided by n, so this implies E of t will be equal to expected value of summation xi square divided by n, using the linear property of E, n is constant, so taking it outside, this will be expected value of summation xi square, right? Summation E can be taken inside because E is constant, so this can be taken inside, outside, depending on the situation, depending on what we want to prove. So this is summation E of xi square, I is varying from 1 to n. Now substitute the value of E of xi square from this equation number 2. So this will be equal to 1 upon n summation mu square plus 1, where I is varying from 1 to n, sense of equation 2. Sense of equation 2. Substitute the value of E of xi square from this equation. Now opening this summation, so first term will be mu square plus 1, because inside there is no, any mu, right? This will be mu square plus 1 first term. Second term will be also mu square plus 1. Continue in this way, last term will be also mu square plus 1, bracket close. How many times? N times, right? So n time means, though this will equal to 1 upon n, n time mu square plus 1, n cancel, so we are left with mu square plus 1, that is expected value of small t. See here, expected value of small t is equal to mu square plus 1, that means small t is unbiased estimator of, that is small t is unbiased estimator of mu square plus 1. This we know by definition. So this is all about example number 3. Now come to the example number 4. This is example number 4. Example number 4 is summation xi minus 1 upon n minus 1 is unwise estimator of theta square for sample of size n. This is drawn on capital X, which takes value 0 or 1 with respective probabilities theta and theta minus 1. We have to show this is unwise estimator of theta square, means expected value of this must be equal to theta square. First of all, let's see what is given. Proof: since x1 x2 dash dash xn is a random sample from, because x is taking value 0 and 1, so 0 and 1, it means this is a random sample from Bernoulli distribution. Bernoulli's random sample from Bernoulli's distribution or population with parameter, unknown parameter is given to be theta, with parameter theta. So theta is like success, and let us suppose capital T. Capital T is equal to summation xi. Summation x means sum of all these random sample. Here I is varying from 1 to n. So these are n random samples. So this will be approximately binomial distribution. N theta. N is the random samples of size of the random sample, and theta is the probability of success. We know, since we know for binomial distribution, density function is given like this: n cx p raised to power x q raised to power n minus x, where x is varying from 0, 1, 2 up to n, right? So if x value of x is only 0 to 1, then this binomial distribution is Bernoulli distribution, because we are supposing a random variable t which is sum of all these random samples, then this will be approximately binomial distribution. So theta will act like probability of a success. So that means, it means this is, we have supposed, so expected value of t, this will be equal to n theta. N theta means this is mean of the binomial distribution. We know mean is equal to np. We know mean of binomial distribution is np, and variance of binomial distribution is npq. In place of p we have theta, and variance of t will be n theta 1 minus theta, because q is 1 minus p, right? Q is 1 minus p. This we already know. Let us suppose this to be equation number 2 and this to be equation number 1, right? Now expected value of summation xi minus 1 whole divided by n minus 1, its value, so which is equal to expected value of, because summation xi is t, so this will be t minus 1 divided by n into n minus 1. Now using the linear property of expectation, n minus 1 is constant, so inside will be e of t square minus t, multiplying t inside, this will be like this one. So this can further be written as 1 upon n minus 1. This will be e of t square minus e of t, right? So what will be variance of t? Variance of t will be e of t square minus e of t whole square. So e of t square from here will be variance of t plus e of t whole square. Use this result. So this will be 1 upon n minus 1 variance of t plus e of t whole square minus e of t, bracket close, big bracket close. This is 1 upon n minus 1. What is variance of t? Variance of t from here is n theta 1 minus theta, and e of t is n theta, so this will be n theta square minus n theta, bracket close, since of equation 2, using equation 2. So n theta square this is n theta, and this n theta cancel. So what we are left with n minus 1. Here is n square theta square. So this will be n square theta square. So what is common here? N theta square is common. So we are left with here n, and here n theta square minus 1 bracket close. N into n minus 1, these two cancel each other. So which is equal to theta, right? Which is equal to theta square. So what we are proving, expected value of this one is equal to theta square, right? So if expected value of this is equal to theta square, that means this one is a unwise estimator of theta square, which is proof. ये तो हमने प्रूव करना था, which is proof, right? Because expected value is coming to be theta square. Finally, the last example. Let X be a distribution in Poisson. This is a Poisson distribution in which random variable is discrete with parameter theta. Then only n-wise estimator of expected value of this minus time k plus 1 into theta is tx, right? This is what we want to prove. प्रूव में हमने इसका इस टाइम हमने क्या प्रूव करना है? टू प्रूव वी हैव टू प्रूव एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू ऑफ tx is equal to exponential raised to power minus time k plus 1 into theta, means this is equal to e raised to power minus k plus 1 into theta. This is what we want to prove. Because if expected value of this is equal to this one, that means tx is unwise estimator of this one. या वैसा भी बोल सकते हैं only unwise estimator of this exponential term is capital T. This is what we want to prove. Now, since expected value of tx, so this is equal to expected value of what is tx? Tx is given to be minus k raised to power x, right? This is given to be minus k raised to power x. Since we know for Poisson distribution, x is a discrete random variable, x discrete होता है, and density function is given like this one, e raised to power minus lambda raised to power x divided by x factorial, where x is equal to 0, 1 up to infinity, right? This is for Poisson distribution. So x is discrete, तो discrete वाले केस में एक्सपेक्टेशन कैसे निकालेंगे? तो समेशन आता है, समेशन माइनस k रेज टू पावर x f ऑफ x, फॉर्मूला हमारे पास ये समेशन so expected value of x, this is equal to summation x into f of x, right? X is varying from 0 to infinity or 1 to infinity, whatever it is, because x is discrete. तो summation होगा इस केस में, तो x is varying from 0 to infinity in this way. So substituting the value of this is 0 to infinity minus k raised to power x, right? This is in this way, minus k raised to power x minus k raised to power. What is f of x? And lambda in this case will be equal to theta, because parameter is given to be theta. So this will be e power minus theta raised to power x divided by x factorial by using the density function of Poisson distribution. So what is constant here? E power minus theta is constant. So taking this outside, because there is no x in this, 0 to infinity, minus k power x. So this will be minus k theta raised to power x divided by factorial x. Now opening this summation, this is e power minus theta. First term will be 0 because x is 0. Second term will be minus k theta raised to power 1 factorial. Next term will be minus k theta square raised to power divided by 2 factorial, plus so on, continue in this way. Next term will be minus k theta raised to power 3 upon 3 factorial, plus so on, continue, bracket close. So this will be equal to e raised to power minus theta. So this is exponential series. So exponential series means its value will be e power x is equal to 1 plus x upon 1 factorial, x square upon 2 factorial plus so on continue. This is exponential series. So what is x in case of x? X in this case is minus k theta. So this will be e raised to power minus k theta bracket close because of this exponential series. So this will be equal to e raised to power minus is common, theta is common. So this is k plus 1 into theta, right? So that is, so what we are proving, expected value of tx is equal to this exponential term. Therefore tx is unbiased estimator of e raised to power minus k plus 1 into थीटा. तो ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं, यहाँ ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं, द ओनली दैट इज ओनली unbiased estimator of e raised to power minus k plus 1 theta is tx, right? This is all about the example number 5. So friends, what we have learned in this lecture, we have learned about what is point estimator, what is unbiased estimator, right? So how the formula for unbiased estimator can be used actually in the problem, right? This is all about this lecture. Thank you.